the win streak, obviously, for the VP side. 16 maps
Yep.
won prior to that last map of Mirage, and one
Yep.
of which, I mean, 9 of which actually were Dust2, so they've got a really good basis on this
Yeah.
map. So I'm expecting it to be a particularly proficient time for the boys as we get set up here on their T side half. Tap ups from FaceCrack, getting that one frag on James, kicking things off on the right foot, looking for a little bit more. They're all lining up for these pistols, but Crossfire locked in for the CT side. forZe are looking to win another confident CT pistol round. Bomb dropped in the open. Kicker and Sanji last two next up. Flit and Exy cross-firing together. 3 kills for Flit on Kara and a pistol going the way of forZe.
And what's so unfortunate there for VP is that if that bomb wasn't dropped forward, they could have probably just said, you know what, let's just not take the long contact. Let's just try and fall back, maybe retake mid or go over to the lower tunnels or whatever it may be. But because that bomb gets dropped out into the open, they have to keep fighting because they have to try and recover that bomb. And out towards a car position, Flit is just able to keep tapping away, keep doing damage. And for forZe, that was a really simple pistol round. VP not finding too much in terms of damage. Going into round 2, they won't force. No bomb plan. Sometimes you see the unorthodox CIS force, but they're going into this with pretty light investment. You got a P250 up for your Kinder, Flash 2 for kicking, and that's it for the T side.
Utility in for the CTs, unlimited amounts. Nades coming out from the short control. Flash in. They do get Flit to kick things off on the kill counts. Very heavily tagged up, though, so there is a lot of trade potential here for the T side. For now, forZe just playing passive at the moment into the CT spawn, back over towards the A site. 3 players over on that A play. If they split in towards B right now, forZe is going to have to deal with the entire T side here.
Yeah, look, into A, you've got to think, especially with the long contact coming out from Jerry, there's actually a chance if they can deal with Exy on the side, that they can probably get a plant out to that short position. I mean, getting a plant in this situation would be fantastic. Jerry being able to deal with the long flank, Exy power core in rotation, and now FaceCrack's trying to come up from CT. This is becoming a very expensive round. FaceCrack's going to try and deny the bomb plant on the side, but they get away with another kill. It does get traded back to a 2 versus 2, but now it's all down to Almeza into the 1 versus 1, and he's up against Buster with a Glock. 4 kills and a bomb plant for the T side is all they're going to find. What an expensive round. forZe just get away with winning it in the end.
That was of no investment of VP as well. Like, upgrade pistols at best. They didn't have any major Kevlar investment, not a lot of utility.
Yeah.
2-0 for the CT side, sure, but as you mentioned, damage done with such little in play. Now VP get the confident rifles out, and they could be on to completely reset the CT players here. You know, the double observer is going to come out and force up. The Famar saved by forZe. They're going to have the M4s brought out for Jerry. Potentially another M4 brought down by forZe. You can afford that or another piece of utility. You could get a flashbang actually and afford the M4, so there's that. Small tech pause being called early on here, and yeah, he does drop off that M4 towards FaceCrack. Very quickly back into begin round 3 here. The double ops in play so early from forZe this time.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised how early they came out, considering how much damage was done in that previous round. VP spent $500 in total of a flashbang and a P250 and got away with a bomb plant and 4 kills. So this certainly is a heavy investment to come out from forZe. Jamie's going to at least be able to find a tag through the mid doors with the AWP to take down one of the AWPers of Flit incredibly low, down to 30 HP to start off the round. And for VP, it looked like they wanted to try and extend out towards a bit of a long contact. James still waiting to see if he can get a peek out from mid. But into the upper tunnels for a couple of players. And there's no one actually on this B side, Jay. Flit's very, very passive.
Yeah, AWP held up towards the upper wall. Ready to receive, flashes over, he does get caught and refaces to take some serious damage. Gets 1 kill, Kicker catches Jerry, so Flit pretty much exposed to his backline. But fortunately, Kicker does not extend so far as to get that frag. Backup can arrive for the CT forces, clear out their mid position and now set themselves up for the retake on the B site. Heavily tagged up on Flit's case, so they've got to just deal with this AWP first and foremost, or just save. I guess that's a good call as well for the forZe side. The damage being done in the last round justifies this because there's no money to work with.
Well, the thing is here for forZe, right, is they've already got Flit down pretty low. There isn't the incendiaries and the HEs and the flashes to try and set themselves up for the retake. A 4-on-4 retaking a B, if you don't have a big amount of utility, it does make it very, very difficult. And Virtus.pro Well, they start off very, very nicely, doing a lot of damage economy-wise to their opposition. Now, for forZe, at least holding on to 4 players means that, well, XePower will be able to drop an M4 over to Jerry, so they'll still be able to get away with a very decent buy going into round 4. VP, though, this is the chance to put the hurt on. You've got to realize, again, very limited buy in terms of how much money there is in the reserve. They get away, of course, with obviously 4 players staying alive. The double AWP still in play, so it is still a strong buy, Jay, but it's the money in the reserve that's the big sort of question mark in this round.
Rifles out, AWPs in. Double AWP stay in play, obviously, for the save call from the forZe side, so... Smokes on Buster, makes his way up, sees nothing actually. The damage being done. Flick can get a USP kill as a result. The AWP continuing to fire blind. Been very key to this B-side defensive so far, and this time he comes out with a player advantage. The plant can be secured though. 5-on-4 retake up to the favor of the forZe side, and they're completely unscathed across all the CT players.
And look, for VP, they lost their opening man advantage for Buster on the entry to the B bomb site, but they've still been able to open up the site. They've got a very, very late lurk out towards the T spawn. They might be able to deal with one of the players coming in for the upper tunnels. That's XePower with the AWP. forZe setting themselves up for the utility, trying to go in for the retake, but XePower does not expect someone in the back lines. James towards the smoke, and the kills just go in the way of the T side. FaceCrack's now the last one left, and the retake is not successful at all. It gets ripped apart, Jay. They find that opening kill, but no more than that.
Felt so panicked after Xe fell in. They're just like, let's push right now. We've lost our backline, we've got to push from the front, and obviously Virtus.pro held it down pretty so well. But Xe caught looking the wrong way, so focused on the site defensive that didn't focus on the player that was pushed out of the tunnels entrance. Yeah, forZe are not really with it in that respect. I'm not a big fan of how they played that push. 2-all VP, equalizing against the CTs. The M4 FaceCrack, only thing in play for this round. Flit tagged up early as part of the eco players. And yeah, not the best of starts from forZe, and it looked so promising at the beginning as well.
Yeah, it really did, didn't it? Down to just an eco. They've got that safety in M4, but surrounding it is not a lot. Virtus.pro, opportunity now to be able to take a lead with what could be 3 rounds in a row for them. A short stack, short commitment for forZe. Virtus.pro trying to take a little bit of a long challenge and get some control. A little bit interesting too for VP that we saw them hit that B bomb site twice in a row. We've sort of seen, at least in the last sort of 6 to 9 months or so on Dust2, that the B bomb site, especially in the CIS region, isn't hit all too often, maybe 1 or 2 times in an entire half. But for VP, they've started to show a bit of a liking to that B bomb site.
Well, for this round, they're going to focus mostly on the A play. USP's in, Deagle's out. They are getting a good couple of kills, 2-on-2. M4 and FaceCrack is allowed 3. And Kicker, last player standing, bomb in the open, bursts up and FaceCrack takes a bit of damage. 26 points of health, but one good burst is all he really needs to win this round, and that's what they'll do. That's an eco victory for forZe to defend their lead.
Oh, that's frustrating, Jay. It's frustrating beyond belief because we saw a similar context over on Mirage. Yes, there wasn't a saved in M4, but it was going down to an eco. There was just one weapon in play, another Deagle, and USPs. FaceCrack gets 4 kills, does not get traded. And for VP, you think of how strong they've been in the last couple of rounds. To lose a round like that, it just must hurt so much.
Unreal. Nade on the FaceCrack, damage done. Put some more down range though, that could be a lot of damage to the T side, indeed it is. 2 players at blue box. A lot of kills could flow the way of forZe if they can cross fire and converging on this position. VP, oh, do they see the one player? No, they don't. Further smokes down, flashes evaded here for FaceCrack. Still can't see Kicker. Now he does, but he loses that fight. Jerry's still at the edge of the smoke next. Nade's coming back down again to do even more damage to Buster and James. Look at the health of VP here.
Yeah, look, they've got the man advantage. They're low on HP. The one good positive is obviously the 5-on-4, and they've baited out so much util. forZe used so much util in terms of the smokes and flashes to try and take that long control that now back into a 4 versus 4, it is going to make things a little bit more dicey on the A defensive. And for VP, ducking underneath, making sure they can't be seen by any kind of mid player. Now, there's no one out from mid. There is a solo player at the B bomb side, but they know that Flit was around that area.
They know he commonly plays this B-site play. Obviously, he's been part and parcel with the defensive for basically the entire half so far. Orp in for James. Good quick scope on the Jerry. But a collateral from Flick can respond with 2. Almost against James. Kicker trying to respond, but needs to get these next 2 frags. 15 seconds to the clock. Plant's going to get stuck here. They're going to force him off by spraying through. Second Plant's the charm, but it could still be denied. Almost wraps around the AK. Does turn back, but he can't get the frag. And there it is, a 4th to the forZe board. Good Orp plays were clinical to that round for both sides, but it is forZe the ones that come out on top.
Okay, look, I tell you what, that's a really nice attempt, or maybe not so much attempt, but just a play there coming out from Flit. We saw that opening contact pick onto Buster, where he was able to turn back to a 4 versus 4. He was very deep outside of the B bomb site. He aggresses through, here's the footsteps, here's the contact, and just lines them up, gets a 2 for 1, ends up getting traded, but a retake already comes through. Rotation's very, very fast in the CT camp. And VP going to be using their first tactical, Jay. Realizing, well, money's not great in this sort of situation. We can just eco. The thing is, though, is that they don't really want to give up a good start to forZe because, you know, you eco here, you're down 2 to 5. It sets you back a little bit. And a very similar situation, too, in comparison to Mirage. Not only did they lose but the 2 of the ecos, but what followed after, Jay?
Yeah, round streak from forZe could get built up. And again, a lot of pressure on this team to be able to perform in this matchup. Obviously trying to fend off their opponents in Na'Vi, trying to creep up to that top 3 position. If forZe get the win here, they guarantee that they will be in the playoffs, so they can get this second, the 2-0 on the board, then that would mean not only will they get that top 3, they would also be able to get that with confidence. Virtus.pro for the moment are against the Deagles and the P250s. Half buy in for the T side, so as you mentioned, round streak can come through and that can get a lot of momentum, a lot of control back out for the CT forces. Flashes do go over, smokes do go down, and Flit is forced away. The B site burst through. Almost a spraying, doing damage. Couldn't quite get Buster. Flashes come over. Kicker can't quite find those frags as 1-for-1 trades come out. Tech9's made his way back around the corner. Does get out 1 frag, but face crack and Yekindar trade back 3-on-2. forZe are at the player disadvantage, so VP have been able to force out something here.
It might happen again, Jay, of another eco victory. This time around, though, it's looking like it could go the way of VP. Now, Xy's hearing at least 2 footsteps to the short position. Bringing in his teammate, a face crack 2. Still walking with this AWP, not giving up any information. FaceCrack's able to find 1. XE2, they can just get on the bomb straight away. FaceCrack dealing with Yakinda. Very, very well done there. We saw Yakinda trying to go for a very late wraparound through CT. Dealt with pretty much immediately. And look, for VP, there looked to be a moment that could have been a successful round. They get a bomb plant, they're able to get 3 kills. Not bad for an eco, but maybe a little bit disappointing that they didn't convert the round, considering the situation.
Yeah, very nicely played there. Patient as anything, didn't go too aggressive, didn't try to go for anything stupid like a jump shot. Just creep around towards ramp, get the kill, get the follow-up, and stop the pistols from winning the round. They do take some damage for forZe, so VP are going to come away overall with a little bit still from that last round. A buy up bolstered by the bomb plant. Orp in, AK's out, full sets the utility for all the automatic weapons, but James lands 1 kill through the smoke, and that's going to be a start for VP once again. Heavy investment back from forZe, so losing that opening pick is crucial, but they do find a response eventually.
And Xy's flash wasn't quite where he wanted it to go, but it still lands in the right position. And I tell you what, James, towards this mid-doors position from T-Spawn, has done tags, you know, kills. He's done a lot over the last few rounds. Now, Xy Power has got the confidence to just re-peek straight in to find the trade. Dealing with the AWPer of that T side, forcing it back into a 4-on-4. Now for VP, they've got a little bit of short control and completely uncontested too. Yakinda's been able to get very aggressive because no one's playing here towards short in the city side.
I think all set in. Trying to look towards that mid position where XE is back passive with his own AWP. He's pretty far aggressive, but he's also looking towards that short control for anyone that wants to pop out. He may get something in the form of Yakinda. Fires away, AWP sees him crossing out, unable to get the kill. Meanwhile, over on the B site, Contact Flit is ready to receive them coming in from the tunnels. XE worn down to 1 point of health. Flash in, shot not connecting. The smoke goes back out. He refaces. Further flash out, and finally he takes that shot. XE goes down. Flit gonna get overwhelmed by players into the site. Yakinda doubles up, 2 standing, face crack, finds that one trade, but there may be a safe call in from forZe.
And 2 versus 3, even for Jerry. He's quite far away from the site, so it's gonna take some going to get to. For Kickit, he's the one that is patrolling the lower tunnels with the AWP. Good shot to face crack, and that's it. It's got to be a save call. And I tell you what, Flit had a really tough time there. Some really great utility, great timing coming out for Virtus.pro. We saw the initial flashbang. Flit does not fire with the AWP. Peeks in a secondary time. The flash pops. He's completely blind, and then just gets overwhelmed by 2 different angles. Yakinda's already managed the wraparound through through the mid to B to be able to sort of work together with the players in the upper tunnel. And from there, he's just so siphoned off in the open. Back and forward we go, Jay. 3 on the board for VP, trying to bring the deficit back now.
They were similar like this in the early rounds of the first map up where forZe were up by a significant margin, and Virtus.pro brought it back to go blow for blow in the end. Both teams fighting for leads. Right now they're just going to bring it back to equalize the lead here, and AWP's in a standard, AK's also in. M4 for the forZe side is the only weapon they have for Jerry. It's an eco around the rest of the pistols, so Almaza will strike first. Get that first to Yakinda. Dropping a player here towards tunnels. Second kill of Buster's not going to be allowed. That is a rifle that Flit could be tempted to take, though. Unless they get rid of it at the moment here. So a bit of a activity from Buster, but none of which is actually going to turn into a frag. The USP does try to force forward, but doesn't get the kill. Buster trades to Evens.
Yeah, I think that's what Buster was trying to do there, Jay, is get that AK as back as possible, just to make sure there's no real way that forZe can sort of force the issue to try and see if they can pick it up. I tell you what, though, 4 versus 4, they still don't know where this M4 is to the short position. It's a decent position, to say the least, for the CTs. VP slowing it down, getting this mid control. Now, there's still a hell of a lot of utility for them to work with. And they've got to be making sure, Jay, in a round like this, checking all your angles. You'll know that Jerry saved that weapon into the last round. The economy low, too. There can't be much of an investment outside of that M4.
The P250 for XE. If he waits, carefully plays as he could find himself a frag or 2. Oh, misses out the chance. Sanji takes that frag, the M4 back at Jerry here towards the goose plant position. Face crack, the USP standing by. The M4 comes up with 1 good frag, extends quite far out to catch Kickert as well. Flash keeps him blind. The spray is good to give us some information, but he does get traded. The rifle drops now, it's just pistols in play. USP so close, James gonna check around this corner. He does get face crack to drop, all left to Almaza. That Deagle got the opening frag, and this time 2 relatively tagged up players here, in particular for James on 12 HP. AWP in face, but does catch that touch. So 4 to the board of VP, forZe. That eco doing damage, though, with the rifles coming out for the next one. That could be disastrous for the T side.
And I just can't imagine how VP feel on some of these eco rounds, because, man, like, I'm biting my fingers at them because I'm just getting so worried that they're going to lose it again. And we saw Jerry just trying to take a very aggressive duel as soon as the utility comes down from that short position, trying to see if he can get up close and personal. And even for face crack with a pistol towards Ramp, takes James down to 12 HP. So that round got very, very close towards the end there. Glass cannon AWP for Jerry as they run the double AWP setup once again. I certainly feel as if Flit picking up that secondary AWP has been a little bit hit and miss over to the B bomb side. So maybe that's why Jerry's decided to pick it up instead.
On double AWPs, Jerry and XE. The mid control established by the T side as standard. forZe are going so much more passively in this round than we've seen them before. Interesting to see that Flitz also changed position. The FAMAS out for him and playing onto the CT spawn instead of the B site contact. That's left to Jerry and Almaza. Flashes over from X. He's going to try and catch players off into the long control. He's going to scope up with the AWP, try to look for something back here, but can't quite seem to see anything. Pop forward from FaceCrack, comes up with that kill. X lines up a kill of his own right. James can respond, but meanwhile they've seen the T-side players coming up. Smokes down, Flit takes damage, tries to evade all the bullets, but in the end the blind fire will connect to the kill in the end. 3-on-3, FaceCrack gets Kicker to drop now. Working in at the open air, does fall to Sanji. Bomb plant will be secured. 2-on-2 retake up for forZe.
No kit between the two players, and Jerry, you've got to think he needs to wait for contact of his teammates, so he's going to be sort of stuck in this position until Almaza can swing out from long. Jame with the AWP trying to lock down the angle. Sanji's incredibly low. It's a 1-for-1 trade, and it's down to the low HP player on the T side to try and win this out. Sanji up towards a short position, playing a bit of an off angle when Almaza is going to be able to spot him out. Down to 22 points of health. He can go back to retrieve that AWP. forZe get that retake together. A nice clutch to go the way of the Russian side. Now, with a bomb plant, it will at least allow a little bit of a buy to come forward for the T side. It will be limited. I mean, it'll be glass cannon if they want to go for an AWP and drop it over. And they will, actually.
Yeah, Grimmets Jame with a head Kevlar. Buster had to take a lack of any sort of Kevlar, as you mentioned. Obviously, a glass cannon for him. AK set in, the buy will come out from VP. forZe are taking a tactical because their own buy is also going to look like a bit of a force from the CT side. I believe that's the first tactical of the matchup so far. Definitely the first for forZe in this one.
Yeah.
6-4 to the board. Still 2 rounds of difference. VP are looking to try and catch up to this side. They are within touching distance of them at this stage.
We haven't really seen a lot of tactical pauses. I think we may have seen one from VP at the sort of the start of Dust2. We maybe saw like 2 or 3 between the two sides on Mirage, but not really too many to come through. I suppose when they need it, it's always there in the back pocket. VP though, I do get that AWP, the very important weapon out for Jame. And forZe though, even for them, you know, they win a big clutch. It comes down to a 1 versus 1, but they're still limited on the buy. It's going to be 2 players on FAMASs, no kits, light utilities. So really for forZe, it's not looking fantastic. What is looking great is your Kinder to find the opening kill. The trade comes back, but look how aggressive FaceCrack wants to get Jay.
And forZe looks so close towards this. They have no idea. No one's watching that back line. FaceCrack's got his back turned. Sanji with a knife out gets caught. Switching to the other rifle. Kicker can find the trade. And backstab potential removed for the CT side. A 3-on-3. Buster and Jame leaning in towards the B-side contact. Almaza is still there on window. Back down towards the site. AUG in, sees the shoulder. Sprays through, catches one. Jame takes so much damage but gets away with an AWP pick back. Jerry needs to just blind fire through the smoke and probably catch Jame anyway. Backup has arrived, the bomb plant can be secured. The second player of Xy's got to get to this position before Jerry can go for this retake.
Oh, Jame is so low. If they had a HE, if they had something, kick it and Jame in the 2 versus 2. Now, the scope of the AWP does give a bit of information away. And Xy power in the upper tunnels. They need to make sure they're taking, you know, can't take too long in this situation. No kit between the two players. No kit at all on this CT side. And VP are really starting to slow this down in the post plant. Xy going to try and push through the smoke and kick it incredibly low. Is going to be able to convert the clutch. And I felt there for forZe, they maybe took a little bit too long there, Jay. If they would have taken some fights a little bit early on, they would have been able to get a little bit more information, sort of work the contact. Even for Xy, really difficult situation for him. He gets smoked off in the upper tunnels, and as soon as his teammate goes down, he has to try and push forward through it.
16 HP is what they had total between those two players towards the end of it.
Yeah.
I feel like if the AWP was not on the last player, if they had himself an AK on Xy or something, or an M4, that might have been a bit more of a doable retake, but there it is, a 5th back to the board of VP. Eco round coming in, stack out towards the longhouse. We'll go straight in to realize that there is nothing there. The smokes will come back down from Virtus.pro. USP's in for FaceCrack. As they wrap around towards the backstab, might get one of these AKs back here in terms of Kicker or Sanji. Khalil will burst through, take that first, pull their attention away from the kicker, who will be there to surprise them. Headshots found. Sanji gets himself a nice triple. Face crack left alone towards the tunnels area. What would he get with this USP? Probably nothing, I don't think.
VP tying up the scoreline at 6-6, and it certainly feels like, you know, the most recent roster changes for this VP side have worked out really well. We've obviously seen being Yukinda, one of the newest members to the side, joining about sort of 4 or 5 months ago, bringing Buster back to the lineup too. We know that he started off with VP, went back onto the bench, came back to the active lineup recently. And currently 4th in the RMR standings. They've had a couple of deductions with some roster moves, but still quite high up. So looking for a deep run here in New York would certainly help their point situation. And forZe, no long control at all. They just, you know, they say, right, VP, you can have long.
Yeah, why not? Take that control, we'll try to fight you back on the A site. They've done this quite a lot when it comes to the defaults, but they've always rotated before Virtus.pro can go for the execution. Flash in from Jerry will try stall for that extra time. Reflash in, the CTs are so close towards them, they make their way forward, but Jerry gets shut down. First from us out of play, second one standing by here towards the site. They might even call a save call at the back of this, and yeah, they're backing off. Not a lot of money left for forZe. The buy was already awkward when it came to this situation, so get those weapons in for the next round. Try force it back on Jerry, but in the closing couple of rounds of this half, it will be a lead for VP.
Man, forZe's economy has just been so poor. I just want to give you a quick statistic, Jay, in terms of the rounds that they have won. The last 4 rounds that forZe have won, they've had 1 player staying alive, 2 players staying alive, 2, then 1. So the rounds that they've been winning, it hasn't been like 3, 4, 5 players. It's been so down to the wire, and that means that VP are bringing these rounds so close that forZe have really not had a chance. Even though they've been in the lead for the majority of this Dust2 game, they haven't had the lead in terms of the economy. They've always had these FAMAS buys and the UMPs, and just lack of utility, lack of armor. I mean, good cleanup onto the T-side players. Yukinda finally going to be able to take down at least one of the saving CTs, but Virtus.pro, even though they've only got a lead of 1 round, they've set a really good precedence for this T-side on just trying to damage the economy from forZe.
Yeah, it's going to have to be a half buy around the CT side at best. Deagle's in for 3 players, so the money damage coming in from VP will hurt forZe's potential in this next one. The AWP out for XE. Raider receive them coming in here. Flashes on the 3rd player evaded. XE goes back in, needs to get that first shot. This backup's taken, and he gets hurt by the aim punch as well. Could not escape. Yekindar with that frag. Now face crack with a Deagle. Molotov lands a little bit too deep towards Carr. Set in that corner. There's no smoke to back him up, so if they Molotov that position again, then he's going to get forced out wide. Yekindar's going to check it. Deagle ready. Over swings. 2 line up for the FAMAS. Gets only 1 frag. So almost have got 1 tagged up player, 2 out of high HP to deal with in a 1v3 scenario.
VP dealing with the eco very nicely. Yukinda, 3 kills to him out from long, and just the contact peaks. forZe are just not really winning out a lot of these fights. Almeza. And 1 on 3 to try and hold on to the Deagle, see if he can find any kind of exits, do any more damage. But it looks like VP are going to be able to convert their 8th going into round 15. Oh, good shot from Almeza. This is actually still winnable now.
Gonna grab that FAMAS though, jump facing, giving up his position. The AWP is ready to receive him, and he'll catch him at the end of the smoke. So not the best of positions, and again, the utility placement was not favoring Almeza in that respect, so damage is the best that they can do here. It's not going to matter here going into round 15. VP have a buy-up anyway. They've got the AWPs in, the AK's out. Their second tactical will get called here. Okay. Double AWP setup will come through from forZe. They've decided on their buy. Very limited utility sets, though.
Double AWPs. I mean, look, we've certainly had a chance over the course of this year to catch a lot of forZe, Jay. And we know, you know, they love to run double AWP setups on maps like Train, Dust2. But I really sort of get that feeling that the double AWP hasn't really been that impactful. They haven't had too many opportunities. It seems like every time XE Powers found a kill, it's just an instant trade. Virtus.pro have done a really good job of doing like the buddy system on a lot of these defaults, that it's like as soon as a kill comes out, there's just an instant trade because players are sort of staying so close to one another rather than a widespread default. And they've got a couple of DAC, Jay. They're trying to see if they can do some damage through the mid doors.
This is standard. Not too shocked to see this coming out here. It does not end up with a kill, though, so...
Or any damage.
Or any damage.
Really
you're right about that as well. Yeah, that's not coming through either. It won't be anything too massive, though. Again, 5v5. Virtus.pro back out to the main rifles. Actually, Almas is to open things up here towards the plat face. Yekindar falling in the tunnels. A quick opening kill for the CT side.
A good start coming out for Almas. Yekindar just going for a lurk out to that B bomb site. And now for forZe, they're able to maintain that opening man advantage. No trade potential here for VP. James trying to cross out towards that Xbox position. And honestly, for forZe, they're not looking to take Jules right. Being very passive into the site, looking very deep in terms of their aggression, which really means for VP to try and get an opportunity to turn it back into a 4-on-4, which makes things so much more difficult. Flit's going to peek in, and, well, that's a simple kill to Sanji.
Yeah, 3 standing. forZe. Seeing some flashbangs come out to this mid position, and they're looking to try and make another 8-7 half work for them. I mean, they had an 8-7 against them in that last map up when VP had the lead on their CT side, so a good T-half victory for the VP squad, but forZe can still bring it back, and they won that last map off the back of that scoreline. Shots up from the AWP bar. Flit lands a complete blind shot on Kicker. Now Buster and James, last 2 players standing, they do catch Flit off guard. And now Almas are out towards Carl. Second player also rotating out here. AUG does not get the frag. Burst through the M4. Buster makes 3 kills happen. And forZe completely bottling it on the site defense.
Oh, 2 versus 2, and Buster's brought this right back. 3 kills for him, and make it a 4. Now it's down to Xe Power. Flit and Almas have started off the round so nicely for forZe, and it's going to be a 9-6 half in the way of the VP side. What an unbelievable half. We're going to go to a short break. Don't go anywhere. The second half just after this.
Save your team, be a hero. Take home the cup, be a star. They waiting for you, take aim, shoot your arrow. It's your time to shine, show them who you are. Stronger, gotta go faster, gotta get better, gotta work harder. It's fight or flight now, get up now. Go with the move, go for the goal, lead up the stadium, you know how it's done. Stand up, go when it takes to fight back. Don't stop until back out. Give all you got, show them how to make a miracle. Stand up, go when it takes to fight back. Don't stop until back out. Give all you got, show them how to make a miracle. Stand up, you've got what it takes to fight back. Don't stop until you black out. Stand up, go when it takes to fight back. Don't stop until you black out. Give all you got, show them how to make a miracle. Stand up, go when it takes to fight back. Don't stop until you back out. Give all you got, show them how to make a miracle.
Well, VP got a slightly better advantage in this first half compared to the last map. Let's see whether they can capitalize it and turn it onto the map victory as we go to their CT half. Their T side was particularly proficient against forZe with the Glocks coming out very early on here. They're going to go for a quick B play, and Kicker and Buster just shut it down immediately, not allowing any chance for forZe to strike on the side.
Oh my goodness. As soon as forZe try and lean into a very quick B play, rather than VP just playing passive on the side, they look like they want to try and take fights. They start wide swinging out to get instant vision to the upper tunnels. But Jerry was able to catch off Sanji getting very aggressive. He's now picked up a USP and he's trying to take a fight onto Yakinda. forZe have been able to actually turn this around. Now it's a 3 versus 3. Yakinda's able to at least find a fire back. Oh, following up with a secondary kill too. And now you'd have to think securing the rounds.
Well, one player standing in Flick, now fight valiantly, fight hard, but unable to get the kills in. Kicker drops him, 10 to the board of VP, and that is a very good situation for them. forZe tried to fight fast and quick into the site, but obviously with that going awry, that does mean that the VP camp will have a serious momentum swing now with a really close scoreline towards the finish. And again, for a third map for them to try and stay alive in this series, try and force the issue on forZe, who are in danger now. Na'Vi just won their series against Espada, so they're contesting for that top 3. forZe need to win this series, else it will be Na'Vi going to the playoffs.
Yeah, okay. That does change a lot, doesn't it?
Yep.
forZe up 5-2 at one point, Jay. So really, it has been a slow sort of end towards the late stages of that first half, and even going into the second, it started off fantastically for VP. Just an eco here from forZe up. Not too much of an investment. Maybe some run boost coming out to the short position. If they can get a bomb plan, fantastic. Yakinda's already got all the information. They can start rotating in. Jerry does find one. That should get a bomb plan. That's not bad at all for the T's.
SMGs cleaning up house though. No, I thought Exy was going to get that final kill on James, not to be in the end, but yeah, there it is. 11 for Virtus.pro. Again, decent round from forZe to get that bomb plant. A lot of kills coming in on SMGs though, so they'll get some decent value out of the kills in that round. Money flowing for the VP side, but forZe, they have a buyback here. With the full AKs coming out, there's a serious chance that the T side will have a bit of a comeback here.
Yeah, look, you've got to think that if there's going to be any kind of a comeback, it's got to really start now. You look at a scoreline at 6-11, you think, right, forZe lose this, you're probably looking at 13 rounds for VP, and at that point, I think the comeback just becomes too difficult and maybe too far, where this point here, a deficit of 5, you know, you can build up a bit of self-confidence, get some rounds going on the T side. It's certainly doable, but they need to be able to strike now. AKs across the board for the T side, backed up by the AWP, a face crack. For Virtus.pro, no intent of any mid control. They've actually put 3 players towards A, 2 over towards B, and finally the short play comes out, but it's almost too late.
Actually strikes. James falls, M4 bursts through, tries to get face cracked next. The incendiaries come forward to try to siphon off the other player behind them. Keeping some of the backup away for the moment. The smokes go down to block off some of the vision. Face crack seen by Yakinda, takes that frag, does not get the AWP scene just yet. Sanji moves up with the SMG, going to try to support it here, burst through against XCA, smoke goes back down for him. Damaged up a little bit, but a 4-on-4 scenario. Bomb's going to make his way towards the site itself, so XCA is going to be completely isolated and alone. The wraparounds on the VP side towards mid could bracket them in, force them forward, and now here they come. Yakinda seen towards site, taps up from the AK, sees that player finally gets us way together. Are they ready for Sanji though? Incendiary is coming up and still sitting here the SMG. Bomb planter, not checking the angle, that's a massive kill to find, but Flit is able to respond from long, get us back to 2. M4 sees 2 more in the opening, catches that AWP to drop once again, and Virtus.pro just barely holding on to the 2-on-2 retake in the CT side.
It's just chaos, back and forward trades between both sides, but Buster's been able to get very aggressive into the site. Jerry putting a smoke down on the side, Flip moving around with the car position, lining them up, but he only gets 1 kill, and now it's into the 1 versus 1. Kickett's position is compromised, and Jerry with 27 HP is trying to wrap away from the site, reposition to the get right position. Now, Kickett does have a kit, but he's running out of time, Jay. He needs to try and figure out this information.
Oh!
What a jewel to come out from Kickett, and just onto the bomb. bomb.
No!
Just up to the kill. He can't find the bomb, though. He can't find the bomb.
It was hidden behind the dead body. Has he got time?
He hasn't.
No way! No way! He couldn't see it because his dead teammate was on top of the bomb, covering it off. forZe, unbelievably lucky there.
Like, it was so well played from Kickit 2 in the 1 versus 1. Oh my goodness. I don't think I've seen anything like it. The body on the bomb and he just can't see it at all. Oh no. That's heartbreaking.
To think if Sanji had not placed himself on default and didn't go down, that could have been a very different scenario for that 1v1. One kill makes the difference, but in a way you probably wouldn't have expected. Buster trying to chime back with a deagle here in this next round, get some sweet revenge, but the CTs will get cleaned up on that eco. 3 alive for the forZe 8th, Virtus.pro back up on the bye here. But that is a tilting kind of round there for those guys.
And what's crazy too is obviously when players die, it's client side, right? So like you sort of see it differently depending on different players on the server see bodies falling in a certain way completely differently. So it just happened to be that the body just falls completely onto the bomb, and that's now got a follow-on effect because forZe have now been able to win a couple rounds in a row. They're starting to get some momentum. They're going very quick in for the mid to B. They've got to put this smoke down because that's where Jamie is towards CT, trying to peek before the smoke blooms. They know he's there, but there's only one player towards a B bomb site. That's Buster. And they're now starting to close in. He needs more support. He needs more help. And he's able to get a couple of kills. A dink off. Buster does so much work on the side.
Look at Armaza. Oh, he's lurking. The Molotov gets him heard. Yekindar turns around for that frag, but the Molotov will burn him anyway. 2 on 4. Flit solo, X has got to do the heavy lifting. Buster has so much impact to this B-site defense, standing alone but standing tall. Yekindar's seen here, smokes down, Jane pops out, the AK must have been seen at this stage. Turning away from the utility, there's Exy with 1 frag. Spray through from Flit, gets it back to Evens. Exy chimes in, last player known towards Car. Flit's going to go back passive, hide his head from contact. He has no info, Kicker as his back turn. And forZe connect 3 on the T side.
That's a death slammer from Buster. He gets 2 kills on the site and a dink on the 3rd. They even deal with the lurkout from mid. And the CTs don't capitalize on a 4-on-2 retake. Buster must be kicking himself saying, guys, how? I did so much work. forZe, another massive round goes their way. And things are really starting to spiral out of control now for VP. A deficit of just 2 rounds now may just go down to 1.
One awkward defuse has sent them into a spiral. And you could see the tilt there from Kicker. Like just looking onto the smoke, spamming through, thinking his opponent tried to flank him around the other side, but not in the end. Desperate to get these kills on the board. Finally, a bit of confidence going their way. The Deagle faces in, taps up 1 head, gets that frag. Yakinda also leaning into the mid position. They have no idea. That's plenty of heads. He gets spotted, he gets 1 kill. Armaza comes back to try and trade to evens, but he falls the same. The pistols are coming up good for VP. And forZe, they look to bottle around of their own, but they do get site access and a bomb plant to a 3v2.
And it's always been forZe the ones that have looked deadly when it comes to these eco rounds. Now it is the reverse. It's the time for VP to show up when it counts. 3-on-2 retake. Now Kickett's jiggle peeking out to the long position has not forced Jerry out to the open. They swing together, and now it's down to face crack onto the side. Tapping away, takes down Kickett. Needs to deal with Buster and James as well. 2 more players to deal with. James incredibly low, and now it's into the 1 versus 1. And he knows where James is, but the deagle shot comes through, and Virtus.pro ends up winning it out.
No time.
No, they don't have a kit. There's no time. Oh my goodness, Jay.
Poor VP doing everything they can to bring this to a head. 11-10. 1 away from forZe, but a lot of damage sustained in that round. A very good eco from VP and AWP gain for free. A tactical coming in from the T side. They're hanging in there, but by like the smallest of threads at this moment. VP got them on the ropes. They need 1 good round to break the backs and the economy of the forZe camp.
Well, that's the thing, right? Is that forZe have won 4 rounds in a row, but 3 of the 4, you've had 2 of them where everyone went down on the T side. You had 1 that came into a 1 versus 1, and the last round, or the other rounds of the 4, there was 3 players staying alive, or 2, I should say. So they really have not been able. I say that in the first half and in the second half, the rounds that they've won, Jay, they've had so limited amount of players staying alive that you even look at the bye going into round 22 after 4 rounds in a row, and there's even a Galil up for Jerry. Flit doesn't have a lot of utility. Going for the AWP, considering he's got the quickest long spawn, he's going to be seeing if he can find an opening kill.
Flash catches him off though, he's forced away. Passes that orb back to Exi Power. And 3 T-side players, meanwhile, work their way into the tunnels on the other side of the map. Not towards upper, not taking that contact to the B site. forZe are hoping for aggression towards mid. No one from the CT side is going to be seen, though. They've backed up into the CT spawn, out towards Longhouse to continue to hold this position. Utility coming in. Yekindar's going to evade it, but he's going to get info that they have mid and short access.
VP have not had a lot of eyes on mid for the majority of these CT rounds. They've allowed a lot of map control to come through from forZe, especially to this short position in particular. VP, though. Now, they've got 2 players, well, really no one on the A-bomb side, but 2 players trying to defend out from long. So, in this sort of position of where VP are, it looks like it's going to be a retake A setup because there's no one on the site. You can have a quick rotator from your Kinder out from CT, but the A bomb site itself is very undefended, Jay.
Flit lurking. Gonna try and force them away. What's the play here from the T side? Incendiary's going to try to stall against them, but here they come out of the gate. More Molotovs put down by the attacking forces as Flit falls towards the mid control. His job to hold them off has been failed, and James is going to get a kill for it. Dropping that bomb plot and seeing 2 more crossing. Trying to get the wall bangs, unable to secure though. 5v3 for VP. They've got the weapons in play. Exi and Jerry chime in with 2 M4. Picks up an orb. Galil trying to burst through in recovery. He gets himself a triple, but not enough. Buster on towards short, converging in at that right moment, and that is the breaking point round for VP. 12-10. forZe's economy is going to be in the toilet for the next buy.
Look, they've got a bomb plant, so they'll know they'll be able to get a buy into the next round, but they'll still sort of be around that 4K float. It's not a great amount of money. And it's really come down this second half of who can clutch out the best. Virtus.pro winning out there from Buster in a 1 versus 1 in the end from Jerry. Oh, they're going to force it here. I thought they were just going to completely Glock it out and get AKs into the next, but they want to try and put pressure on immediately. That's how much damage has been told to their economy.
I don't like this. I don't like this. This is VP potentially going within 14 and 10. The flash is over. Fast plays in from forZe. They need to win this round. A bomb plant will not be good enough. Orb of James taking face. Incendiary's down. Face crash goes up towards CT. Shots out into the wall. I don't know what James is playing out there. Either way, he does force a kill back on 1. Jerry turns that Galil into a frag of his own right, but the Orb knows exactly where they're at. USP turns around to the only rifle, and Exi with the bomb. Gonna try and isolate Yekindar here to try and get a bomb plant out. 2 CTs being seen. He does find that first frag, but now just needs to go for the safe plant here behind some hard cover. Not gonna happen. It's falling to pieces. It is falling to pieces now for forZe. No money for this next one. It's got to be an eco, and VP will get to 14-10.
Yeah, look, I'm with you there, Jay. I'm not really liking that buy from forZe. There was players sort of just over that 4K float, so you know they would have been able to get AK armor, a little bit of utility. If they wanted more, they could have gone Galil. They could have even gone body armor rather than head Kevlar if they wanted to at most. But forZe forcing the issue in the last round, like you said, could put it down to 14-10. Because you look at the buy, well, they've got a P250. That's it. It's Glocks for the rest of them.
Already the Orpa James landing that first kill. Exi being seen. I think he may have spotted potentially 2 players there. Well, Kiko's definitely ready to deal with Almaza. Another kill. Plus 2 spray. P250 out for James to add even more hurt. Doesn't need that orb to deal with them. Takes a dink, but that's not going to be enough with the basic pistols in play for the forZe side. All 5 alive for VP. 2 away from winning this map pick. Rifles in for the forZe camp now. AK's out. AWP can come through from Xe as well, but they need a good execute, a good default ideally to get that opening frag and then work off the back of it. How are they going to play this here?
And I tell you what, Kickett's very silently been sort of moving his kills up and up. One of the players on the VP side that you sort of, when you think about Dust2 and what we've seen, is certainly not one of the players that's been involved in the clutches and what have you, but very quickly putting more and more kills on the board, putting up his kill key to 24. Face crack though, 1-for-1 trade, and you even look at the buy again from forZe. They're able to get the rifles out, very limited utility once again. And for Virtus.pro, they were able to get the long challenge, keep the contact, but rather than holding onto that map control, they've just decided to fall back and play a little bit more passive on the A-bomb side.
Well, good attempt from FaceCrack to get that opening kill, but it's useless with the trade. Even standing for forZe as they lean in towards the mid and B tunnels area. Contact from Kicker might be established. Flashbang in to allow that M4 to peek, but he doesn't overextend. Little does he know that his T-side players right around him. Flit's going to evade that damage from the HE and wait for aggression. If they find one of those players overextending, that could be a massive potential into the B site. It looks like it will actually be a B split in the end. The bomb going out towards the mid control. Smoke down. Sanji peeks ahead of it, sees nothing. That bomb makes his way back out. Jerry just lurking here.
He's waiting for one of the CTs to swing out around those smokes. Oh, Sanji on the edge of it works out really nicely. And now there's still two players on this B bomb side. This is a really good read coming out for VP.
Such a massive frag. Jerry needed to get that spray, but he was off center. Flashes in, catching players blind, 30 seconds left. They are confident it's a B hit. AWP in, Buster swings out, gets that frag. Here comes Flint facing towards Car, gets kick up, but his backup drops, and so does the bomb. Two more CTs here, see Sanji and Buster takes that spray, takes him down. Actually doesn't see Sanji in then. He's waiting and baiting, waiting for this bomb plant to try and come through, and Flint does not know he's in danger until it's far too late. Match point now for VP, looking to turn us to train as our third.
And I tell you what, it's probably one of the best reads we've seen all Dust2. VP puts Sanji on the edge of that CT smoke, and then without even any information of footsteps in the upper tunnels or seeing any utility, they end up rotating Sanji over to B. So there's 3 CTs at that B bomb site. A lot of the time on Dust2, you maybe have a solo player at B, 2 at most, almost never see a third. 15-10, forZe. It looks like they're on the brink of going to a third map, Jay. VP, they've now really been able to string these rounds together, 4 in a row on their CT side.
Flash over, M4 in. The pistols do come out and get a frag. That's an M4 now picked up for 1, but the AWP quick to respond. Xe drops. Jame backing up towards the long control. forZe with their fast plays out towards the short control. The nade up against them doesn't do much damage. FaceCrack in such a bad position. Needs to get that M4 to a high HP player. That's what he does to Armaza now. 4 on 4. Jerry working with his Galil out towards long. Knows that Sanji's there. They know that James there as well. Smokes up, Molotovs in, trying to play towards A, but the T's are scattered here. This is a fake.
Yeah, look, for forZe, I'm not sure what the play is here because they've still got to lurk to the A bomb side. This is still looking like it's going to be like a double pump A setup. Maybe see if they could drop a player into CT. Jane with the MVP has got some of the information, but the play from Jerry could mean everything.
Oh!
Jane doesn't hit the AWP shot and Jerry capitalizes on it.
Sanji finds the trade. It does mean that the T-side forces lurking towards short. They go for the plant, but Flip with the other rifle is taken out. Retake mode for VP, a 3-on-2 advantage. FaceCrack on 2 points of health. Armors are extending so far forward to hope to catch them off guard. Extending too far out for my liking. Gets Buster, but Kicker trades it. So it's all left to the Tech 9. Waiting and baiting, needs headshots aplenty on 100 HP with head Kevlar for both players. This will be the most incredible clutch if he makes it happen, and it's just too much to do. 16-10, VP are going to take us to a third map. Train is set as we go 1 apiece here in the series.